Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle again, back from the video, and today I'm going to do my NFL Week 18 picks. Last week there, I went 10-6 overall, 168, 67, and 1. Um, so yeah. Also, no more. There's no more Thursday night football. Thursday night football is done for the year, and Monday night football is done for the year. So, and we only have the Saturday games, Sunday games slate. So let's get on to the picks there. So we'll start off with Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. So this is like the first January game we're gonna actually have for football. We got a 2:30 game Mountain Time, Prime Time, ABC and ESPN. We got the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bucks. So for this game, this is mostly the game who's actually mostly gonna win the NEC South there and FC South. So this is mostly who's gonna be deciding the AFC South there, or NEC South there, or NFC South. Mostly, I'm gonna go with the Bucks here to win. I think the Bucks there actually look really, really strong, and I think they can actually do something against this Carolina's team there. But I do not see what the Panthers might try to mostly go in against them. The Panthers are technically a sneaky ass team there. I'm not counting the Panthers out at all in this game here. They are a sneaky ass team. Bryce Young, he can actually move down the field and actually score a lot of touchdowns. He looks really, really sharp, and I think this game could be interesting there. This game could go either way, but I'm gonna say the Bucks win it here. I think the Bucks actually have a little bit more advantage here over the Panthers. But this game, I won't be shocked if the Panthers win this game. So that's it for that game. So let's move on to Saturday night football, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, Prime Time, ABC and ESPN. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. This is mostly the crown for the AC or the NFC West. This is mostly a crown for the NEC West, and also whoever is going to get first place in the NEC, the NFC. There, this is mostly the first place, the battle for the NFC. There, who's going to get the first seed there. This game is going to be a really hard-hitting match there. The Niners actually had a huge game there going against the Bears last week. They looked really good against the Bears last week there. They actually looked outstanding against the Bears last week and stuff. And the Seahawks there mostly just took care of the Panthers last week. This game could be back and forth there, but I'm going to go with the Seahawks here to win. The Seahawks actually have a more advantage here over the Niners. The Niners actually have that up there, and they actually have something to play for in this game. But I do not trust Brock Purdy in this game at all. Brock Purdy is really going to struggle there against the Seahawks defense there. The Seahawks actually have a really strong defense there. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks here to win. I think the Seahawks look really good with Sam Darnold. He looks like a really good quarterback this year. So I'm going to say Seahawks win it here over Niners. So that's it for the Saturday games. So we'll move on to the Sunday games. We got the 11 o'clock games Mountain Time. First thing at 11 o'clock. We got the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Falcons here to win. This game's a who cares game. Nobody really cares about this game at all. But I'm gonna say the Falcons win it here. Falcons look really, really sharp there, and I think they can actually do something there. Kyle Pitts there might actually most might be a lot of targets in this game here and stuff. Both teams are not really playing for nothing here, but I'm going to say the Falcons win it here over the Saints. I just do not trust the Saints at all in this game, so I'm going to say Falcons over Saints. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Cincinnati Bengals. Going with the Bengals here to win. I think the Bengals there actually have more of an advantage here over the Browns. The Browns did upset the Steelers last week there. They did upset the Steelers last week. But you're talking about another game there. It's mostly like kind of like a little bit of a shit bowl here. I'm going to say the Bengals win it here. I think the Bengals actually have more advantage here over the Browns, but the Browns can actually keep it up in this game here. But I'm going to say Bengals win it over the Browns. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings here to win. The Packers there, they're resting up starters. They can't really move up seeds or anything. They're technically locking down in the 7th seed there, in the NEC there. So technically they can't really move to anything at all there. So I think they're going to rest starters in this game. Mostly I'm going to go with the Vikings here to win. I think the Vikings actually have a more advantage here. The Vikings actually might want to prove themselves to mostly win this game there against the Packers there. Packers, they have nothing to play for right now. They're going to rest starters in this game. So I do not trust Green Bay at all. I don't really trust Green Bay at all in this game. They don't have their starters. I'm going to say Vikings win it here over. I can't really say too much about this game. I'm going to say Vikings over Packers. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here to win. I think the Cowboys actually have more revenge here, mostly looking really, really stout there. I think they might want to get their bad taste out of their mouths from losing last week there. Mostly the Giants mostly come in a pretty good time there. The Giants there have nothing to really play for there. They technically fucked up their tank bowl last week there and gave win against the haters there. They mostly technically won against the haters there last week. They're mostly screwing up their tank bowl. So I don't see what they're actually fully gonna do going against going against this Cowboys team. Honestly, it's kind of a little bit banged up and stuff. Both teams are out. They're not. I think this is not going to show, but mostly showing pride as this is mostly going to be mostly a pride for like a division game or whatever. But I'm going to say Cowboys win it over Giants. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Going with the Jags here to win there. The Jags look really, really strong there with Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence kind of looked pretty slow last week there. He looked really, really slow last week against Indianapolis there, but technically he might try to bounce back here and mostly going against the Titans here. The Titans are massively struggling there. Titans do not care at this point. They're technically out of the playoffs at this point, so they don't really care about losing this game there. It's a meaningless game for them. Mostly maybe they could spoil. Maybe the Titans could easily spoil the Jaguars there if they wanted to, but because the Jaguars are actually fighting for a seed spot there, they can easily spoil them. But I do not see them actually spoiling them. I'm going to say the Jags win it here against the Titans. I think they're going to walk all over the Titans in this game. Can't really say too much about it. Jags over Titans. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. I'm going to go with the Texans here to win. The Texans there look really, really sharp there. They actually have a really good defense, mostly upsetting the Chargers last week there. They did pretty well against upsetting the Chargers last week there. They actually upsetted the Chargers last week there and actually mostly winning the game there. Thank you, Houston, for giving us the AAC West crown there. Thank you thank you, Houston, for my Broncos get the AFC West crown there. So I'm mostly thank you for that, Houston, for that. They did pretty well there last week there, mostly actually having their defense there looks pretty good. Most of their offense was massively struggling there last week, so I do not see them actually doing mostly going against there. Mostly for the Colts there, they're mostly starting Phillip Rivers in this game here. Mostly maybe they might try to upset the Texans in this game there. The Colts are already out of the playoffs at this point, so there's really nothing to fight for, except maybe for spoiling the Texans there. But I'm gonna say the Texans win it. I'm gonna say the Texans win it over the Colts. That's it for the 11 o'clock games. So let's move on to the 2:05 games or 2:25 games Mountain Time. First on the 2:25, we got the New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills here to win. This is no contest here. The Bills there are kind of pretty upset last week from losing against the Eagles last week, and I think they might want to take their revenge here against the Jets there. The Jets there have nothing really to play for. Can't really say too much about in this game here, but I think the Jets there are massively going to struggle against the Jets there. So I'm going to say Bills over Jets. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. This game could be a little bit more of a fight here, but I'm going to say the Bears win it here. I think the Bears can actually get something done with Caleb Williams. Williams looked really, really strong there in this game here and stuff. The Lions there, they might actually have a chance to get into the playoffs there if stuff goes their way there or not really go their way. But I think, well, technically the Lions are out. They have nothing really to play for but pride at this point here. Mostly they could damage the Bears here by winning. They could damage the Bears here by winning there and knock them down to the 3 seed there. So I'm gonna say the Lions might try to put a fight here, but I'm gonna say Bears pull it out here and win this one against the Lions. That's it for that game. So in the next game we have the LA Chargers at my Denver Broncos. Justin Herbert is not playing in this game at all. He is out of this game here. I'm going to go with my Broncos here to win. Reason why I'm going with my Broncos here to win, Justin Herbert's out of this game there. They were mostly resting a couple guys there. There might be some starters be playing for the Chargers there. So they're mostly going to rest Khalil Mack there. They're going to rest Khalil Mack. They're going to rest Justin Herbert there. So that's actually pretty good for on our end there. Mostly for my Broncos here, we're trying to fight for the number 1 seed in the AFC there. We're trying to fight the number 1 seed in the AFC there. So mostly this is a game there it's really important for us to actually possibly going to win. Mostly I'm going to go with my Broncos here to win. It's not going to be a blowout, what other people are saying. This is a divisional game there. This is going to be a hard-hitting game. This game is going to be close. This game is going to be possibly going to be close there. Knowing Jim Harbaugh is going to try to keep this game close there against my Broncos there. And Sean Payton there will try to execute that there. So both coaches are mostly going to go at it here. But I'm going to say my Broncos pull it out here in a close fashion. This game is going to be close here. I'm going to say my Broncos pull in a close fashion here. I think Bo Nix there, he might actually have a pretty good game here. The only time we're going to rest starters in this game if we get a big enough lead. But I really doubt that in this game we're going to get a big enough lead. I think we're going to keep our games, we're going to keep our starters in there and play our hearts out in this game. So I'm going to say my Broncos win in a close fashion. That's it for that game. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. Going with the Chiefs here to win. There's really nothing to say about this game. The Chiefs there want to get that bad taste out of their mouths from losing against us last week there. So I think they might want to try to bounce back here and try to beat the haters. The haters there, they might just tank this game at there for it and try to get the #1 draft pick there and just lock it up there for the #1 draft pick. But it'd be mostly it'd be pretty funny if the haters beat the Chiefs here. This to make their tank, this to make them lose the #1 draft pick in this game. But I think they already secured it, so I'm gonna say the Chiefs win it here. I think the Chiefs actually can blow them out here against the haters. So I'm gonna say Chiefs over haters. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the LA Rams. Going with the Rams here to win. Rams have really something here to fight for. They're trying to keep their #1 seed alive there if they try to win it here against the Cardinals. The Cardinals there are trying to mostly battle it here and stuff like that. I'm going to say the Cardinals win. I'm going to say the Rams win it here. I think the Rams can actually fully get it done here. The Cardinals are really bad. Kyle Murray's been playing really bad football lately, so I do not trust him at all in this game. So I'm going to say Rams over Cardinals. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. Going with the Patriots here to win. The Patriots there are trying to keep up with us there. They're trying to keep up with us there in the #1 seed there. They're trying to keep up with us there. And I think the Patriots can actually have something to fight for against the Dolphins. The fucking Patriots are going to fucking blow out the fucking Dolphins. Sorry, Dolphin fans, you're going to get fucking blown out. This is going to be a blowout for you. They're going to put up fucking 60 fucking ass points against you. And that's what's really going to happen. The Dolphins are not going to be fucking prepared in this game. They're going to get their ass blown. Even it might be worse. They might put 70 on you like you put 70 on us. So I'm going to say Patriots in a landslide. Next game, we got the Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. Going with the Eagles here to win. The Eagles actually have something to fight for here, trying to contain the second seed there. If they need help by the Chicago loss there to mostly contain that second seed. But I'm going to say the Eagles win it here. Eagles look really good there with Jalen Hurts there. Hurts, he can actually throw the football there. He actually has Saquon Barkley there who can actually run the ball. So I'm going to say Eagles win it over the Commanders. That's it for the 2:30 game. That's it for the 2:25 games. We'll move to Sunday Night Football, 6:20 Mountain Time, Primetime, NBC, and Peacock. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is mostly who can win the NEC North here. I'm going to say the Steelers win it here. Steelers look really good there, and I think they can actually do something against Aaron Rodgers there. Rodgers mostly massive. Looks really, really good there, and he mostly actually has a massive struggle there for it. The Ravens there, every time I pick the Ravens, they always fucking lose. So I'm going to say the Steelers win it here over the Ravens. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Congratulate my sponsor, Stu's Bros. We like Lord Morals, please, guy for the notification on civil listeners. Our sponsor, Stu's Bros. Like her out, out of peace.